the Gadget God here, and welcome to the next episode of Complete Inbox, where I document all the new N64 games that I've gotten since the last episode, and it's on my journey to complete the entire North American Nintendo 64 collection of all the games, 296 of them, including the box and the manual. So the whole point is I'm trying to get these for as cheap as possible, whether it's through yard sales or flea markets or online or through friends and family, Craigslist, whatever it is. I also accept donations, so if you guys want to donate anything to me to add to the collection, I'll absolutely say your name on the channel, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll show whatever you gave me. I can deliver a personal message, but every little bit helps. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next episode. We'll open the next wave of items that I got, and I will detail my memories of each game, show the condition of each item, and then also share how I got each item. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the next wave of N64 games. Ooh! So to kick things off, I actually want to open one of these big bundle boxes that I got. There was a certain person on eBay, and I let them know that I'm trying to collect the entire NTSC, which is the US version of all the N64 games with the box and manual, and I was interested in one of their games in particular, and they said, hey, I actually have a ton of my original childhood N64 games. They're all in mint condition. If you want to buy them all, let's work out some sort of deal. So I actually worked out a deal with this gentleman. I'll go ahead and put his name down there below. You can check him out on eBay. Super nice. We had a lot of emails back and forth. I think he's excited that I'm doing it. I told him I'd showcase his stuff, so there's his eBay store name down below. I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the good stuff that I got from him. Again, these were his when he was a little kid, and I bought essentially every game that he still had. And one thing that was super awesome was he sent me pictures ahead of time before he even put them on eBay, and I was able to buy them from him for a little less than what eBay prices would have been, because I got a whole bundle of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you those. We'll go ahead and start it off with Paper Mario. Now, for some weird reason, this game's really going up in price. I used to have a couple of these cartridges back in the day, and we can see here, this is in exceptionally beautiful condition. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you all the sides. Look at that, no creases. I'm gonna follow up with him and ask him how he kept these in such good condition, but for some weird reason, Paper Mario is like a very expensive game to get. We'll go ahead and we'll open it up. I'll show you all the goodies inside, because I know that's what you love. Original bag. Yes, N64 games did come in bags back in the day when you bought them. And you can see cartridges in mint condition. Bro, did you even play these? Did you even play these? And then another thing that I find super exciting, if you're a hardcore collector, you find this super exciting as well, but it comes with all of the original paperwork. So we have your player's guide offer, we have the manual, which looks like it was never even opened, and then we have the consumer information as well. So if you're going for the Ultra Ultimate Collection, look at that, another one. If you're going for the Ultra Ultimate Collection, then you want your set for each game to have everything that was originally included in the box when it first came out. So the condition of this is crazy. So what him and I did was, he sent me a list of the games that he had not listed on eBay yet. I originally contacted him because I saw that he had one game that I was looking for, and he said, hey, I got more games if you want more. And I said, guess what? I'm trying to collect the whole set. Nerd alert. So he said, well, I'll let you know what games I have complete in box. I'll send you pictures. Let me know what else you're interested in. That's exactly what we did, and now you can see how that resulted. Here's another game, Ocarina of Time. Actually, let me give you my memories of these games. So my memories of Paper Mario, now this game was so foreign, the whole concept of the Mario RPG when it first came out. Now, if you've played Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars for the Super Nintendo, then you know exactly what Paper Mario is all about. It's the same idea. It's an RPG with Mario, although the graphical style is different. It's basically based on paper cutouts. It's like a diorama the whole time you're playing. Now, when this game first came out, I didn't have it. We didn't own this because I had not played the Super Nintendo Super Mario RPG game yet. I played that later, and after I played Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo, I fell in love with that game. I thought it was awesome. I'm not normally a big RPG player, but the Super Mario RPG was an awesome game, so after that, I went looking for Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. So this is based essentially on the same concept as the Super Nintendo Super Mario RPG game, and it's an awesome game. I did not have it as a kid, but I know it's very collectible, and the condition of this box, I'm almost afraid to touch it. I'm gonna put this in a case for sure, keep it very safe. Next game we got here needs no introduction. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, of all the N64 games, this is in my top 3. There's no question. This is probably in everybody's top 3. I used to have the official Prima Player's Guide, and let me show you the condition of the box while I tell you. Flawless. And I remember I used that player's guide to get every single secret, all the heart pieces. I went crazy for this game. I'm not sure how old I was, maybe like 11 or 13. But this is one of my favorite games of all time. Really, really happy to now have it complete in box. We tore up the copy that we had originally. We played it so much. And I remember my 2 younger brothers used to watch me obsessively play this game because it was so fun. It was so good. Got the original manual, mint condition, beautiful. Got the insert here for Nintendo Power. Got the consumer guide. Go ahead, pop open this side as well. And then we have the original cartridge here in the bag. Now, it's not the collector's edition gold cart, but when we were kids, we didn't have the collector's edition gold cart. We had this version. I'm not exactly positive what the deal is with the collector's edition gold cart. I don't know if that was pre-order only, because we got this game like ASAP, right when it came out. So if you know what the deal is with the gold collector's edition, if that was pre-order only, or if that was, you had to get it within the first month, let me know what the deal is with that, because that's also something I want to add to my collection. This game's awesome. I'm gonna get the million seller version as well. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I played it so many times. This is one of the few games that once I beat it, I actually went back and played the game again right afterwards. And then I watched my siblings play it. It was so fun. It was just such a good game. Now, Majora's Mask didn't have the same hook. I didn't like that as much. I think the time constraints kind of threw me off. There's a little too much stress, that time pressure, but this game was just incredible, really groundbreaking. One of my top 3 Nintendo 64 games of all time. Next game we have here, we have Castlevania. So we have a little bit of the sticker residue here, and again, this is from the same seller, bundle deals. You will always win if you do a bundle deal. Got a little bit of cardboard crunching there. Now, this is not a game that we had back in the day when we were kids, but we did rent it, and I remember it just wasn't very good. It was not fun. It was super sloppy. It did have really good 3D graphics, so that was cool, but it was nothing like the original Castlevania games for Super Nintendo and the original Nintendo. It kind of had sloppy 3D. Show you all the angles of this. But Konami actually released another Castlevania game within a year, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, and both of these games are pretty uncommon. I did get this for a little bit below the average retail price. That's because it didn't come with the instruction manual, but you will see I was able to pick up just the instruction manual by itself for a below average price. So once we get to that package, I'll show you the instruction manual that I got for this game. But the box is actually in really good shape, except for this crunch part here, and then tiny bit of damage there, but this game is relatively cheap and easy to find. Next game we have here is Star Fox 64, and yes, this is the big box version, which I referred to in a previous episode. Comes with the Rumble Pack accessory. As we can see, it's from the same seller. This is their childhood one. It's in mint. Beautiful, shiny, precious mint condition. Exceptional. Again, I'm wondering how they kept this so clean. Did you even play it? If you didn't, I'm happy you didn't play it. We'll go ahead and show the insides. Let me just spin this box a little bit. Give me more room to show off the goods. Now we fold it open, careful. Now these big boxes had the big cardboard piece on the inside, and that's what held the game and the accessory. Let's go ahead and show off the game first. Star Fox 64. I mentioned in a previous episode, this was one of my favorite games. Using that Rumble Pack was just so groundbreaking. When your controller shook, sure, it had to take batteries on the inside, AA batteries, but oh my gosh. And it was a little heavy when you used it, you know, kind of pulled your controller down, but so groundbreaking to hear your controller shake. Not every game used it initially, but eventually almost all the games used it, so that was really cool. There's the cardboard piece that holds it. A lot of the Star Fox 64 big boxes don't have this cardboard insert. We can see he had to put a little tape on it to hold it together. Nintendo didn't think people were gonna collect these. Nintendo just wanted your money. Well, guess what? I want your memories. Here we have the Star Fox 64 manual, player's guide insert, and the consumer information, complete in box. Complete in box means it comes with everything that it originally came with when it was first purchased brand new, and complete means that it comes with the box, the cartridge, and the manual. So Star Fox 64, I have it complete in box with all the original inserts. But again, I'm super excited to have the big box of Star Fox 64. I do have the million seller re-release, which is the normal smaller boxes, and it has the million seller logo on it. It does not have the Rumble Pack. But I'm super excited to have both versions now. I have the original release with the big box and the Rumble Pack accessory, as well as the million seller, smaller Star Fox 64 box. Awesome game, I definitely recommend it. Gadget got another big box. What are you, cuckoo brains? You know I am. Here's the Pokemon Stadium big box. That's because this included the N64 transfer pack. Now, I did mention in the previous video, my best recommendation for retro box protectors. They're clear boxes that fit these N64 boxes perfectly, keep them safe from sun damage, dust, all that stuff from crunching. And they do actually make, the same company makes retro protectors for these larger boxes as well, Pokemon Stadium, Star Fox 64. So I do have the link down below if you guys want to get those protective boxes. I'll show them again in a future video. But you saw I had this before, but this one is in much better condition, and it does have the cardboard insert, and it does have the manual, and it does have the transfer pack. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of my previous Pokemon Stadium box because I now have the big box in much better condition. You can see the box is in awesome condition. The one I had previously was really beat up. Got the manual, awesome condition. Got that cardboard insert. Oh goodness, be careful. Look, the transfer pack's in there. Take my word for it. And then we have the Pokemon Stadium cartridge. Would you really write your name on there? We didn't back in the day. Why would you draw on it? Don't draw on it. Draw your memories in your mind. The Pokemon Stadium was an awesome game. Check out my previous episode if you want to see all my memories about that game. Super fun. I think people were a little disappointed when it first came out that it was nothing like the Game Boy RPGs, but you know what, it was more Pokemon, and that's what people wanted at the time. So Pokemon Stadium, not my favorite game, but still a great game. Very happy to have it mint condition in the big box. More goodness. Now this one is not a big box, but Donkey Kong 64 does have something unique about it, and the expansion pack is included. This upped the memory to 4 megabytes. There's 4 megabytes inside of that, and for certain games you needed this to play. Donkey Kong 64 is one of them because there was actually a glitch in the game, and the expansion pack was the only way to fix that glitch. So that's actually why Donkey Kong 64 came with the expansion pack. Other games, and when I say other, I mean a lot of games, did use the N64 expansion pack to add extra gameplay features like further draw distance, you could say less fog, and Perfect Dark is a good example of one that added a whole ton of gameplay features if you had the N64 expansion pack. So really a necessity, especially if you're hardcore, like the Gadget God. We can see in there's the expansion pack. Yeah. I'm too hardcore for my own game. Box is in exceptional condition. Again, this is from the same bundle deal I got from the same gentleman. So there's the jumper pack. It's not actually the expansion pack. It's going to be inside of their console. They gave me the jumper pack. Devastated. Where's my expansion pack? Expand me. So I guess I'll have to get the expansion pack separately. This was advertised as coming with the expansion pack, and it's not actually in there. So I'll have to get that separately. Donkey Kong manual, mint condition. Look at that. It's beautiful. You love it. And if you don't love it, I'm going to make you love it just by talking about it so much. Give me the cartridge. Cartridge. Banana yellow, Donkey Kong 64 exclusive color. Very pretty. Now this was one of the games that when we were kids we got right away, and that's because it was hot on the heels of, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, and this is when Rare just really dominated the 3D platforming genre, and this is a game we actually played a whole ton. We beat all the levels, all that good stuff. It was fun unlocking the extra characters. Look at that guy. There's got to be a picture of him on the back. There he is. What a goon. Goon Kong. That's what they should have called him, but he was the silliest one of all. We did play this game a whole ton, way more than we played Banjo-Tooie, unfortunately, because I think we were kind of suffering from a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie burnout. But this game is really awesome. I definitely recommend it. So much gameplay is packed into this game. So if you haven't played it and you love N64, get in or get out. Still going. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Again, this is the original release. It's not the million seller re-release. From the same person, big bundle deal. Box is in exceptional condition. Go ahead and we pop it open. Show you the treasure inside. Now, since this was a launch game, it's very surprising that the box is in such good condition. Again, I don't know how you pull that off. It's not easy. But this was a time when you did use these manuals, so any manual damage is to be expected. This one's actually in really good condition. This looks like an extra manual that was thrown in there just for fun. Look at these stickers. Are these from the original? I didn't even know that. Got the paperwork. I didn't even know that. If you know what the deal is with these, let me know, because that's super cool. That's actually something I did not know about Nintendo 64. And then here I have a note from the person who sold these to me. This is the original manual that came with this game. The 7-year-old version of me is responsible for its condition. So what they're saying is that the 7-year-old them beat this one up. I'm not sure if they included an extra one just because they're a sweetheart, but that is awesome. And again, as a launch game, the condition of the card is really, really great. This was a launch game, so as long as the label's not ripped off, that's all that matters. Really awesome. This game is pretty hard, especially if you're not used to the old school difficulty of games. The graphics for the time though were really awesome, and this was an exceptional Star Wars game for the time. It's a third-person shooter, so you can see your character, you got your laser blaster, but this game was difficult. But look at that. Look at those graphics. For back in the day, this is almost as good as it got. Launch game, and I got all these for a below average price because they did a big bundle deal, but this game's awesome. Not the best of Star Wars game of all time. I'd actually give the nod to Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer, but this is an awesome game regardless. Next game from this big bundle deal is Diddy Kong Racing. Now I did already show this in a previous video, but this gentleman included it for a really fair price, and this one is in much better condition, so I'm gonna have to actually probably trade the one that I had that was not in very good condition to somebody else, because I'm gonna keep this one. It's just in excellent condition. Go ahead and pop open the cardboard. Oh, gotta pop the other side. Pop the other side. It's so fragile. I'm just breaking cardboard, but the box is in exceptional condition. This is one of my favorite games of all time. There's no question. Diddy Kong Racing is awesome. Got all the original paperwork in there. Again, complete in box. Manual's in excellent condition, and it does have that controls insert here, which very few games had. Looks like somebody bit it because they love it that much. Someone wanted to take the first player controller, so they bit the controls guide. You'll never take it. But this is one of the games that my brothers and sisters and I played probably just as much as Mario Kart 64 because it's that good. And since this was one of the earlier games, it has this cardboard insert piece here. It does have the original bag, and we can see the cartridge is in exceptional shape. Now this game we played so much multiplayer, 4-player. This was a very groundbreaking title because it allowed you to have more than just karts. You could race in go-karts, obviously, but you could also race in, show it on the box, in hovercrafts, which would go in water, or race in airplanes, which, yeah, they go in air. But this kind of had that open world feel where there was the hub world, you had to go into the different doors for the levels. We did unlock all the secret characters because we played this game that much. You unlock the chicken, and then you also can unlock tick-tock, the clock. That's by beating all the time trials. That was actually very difficult. I remember the hardest part of this game though is when you get to the final boss. He was so difficult to beat. In fact, all the bosses were really difficult to beat in this game. I think they could have eased up on the difficulty there, but there were secrets. You find the secret keys in this game that unlock secrets for you. This game is exceptional. Definitely in my top 10 N64 games, and I highly recommend it. This was also the first time that you saw Conker, who would later be reinvented and released in Conker's Bad Fur Day. And this was the first time that you saw him. He's not even on the box. There he is. Look at that gentleman. But again, this is absolutely a phenomenal game. Highly recommend it. Got it for a below average price. And if you don't have it, get it. Live your life. Looks like these are some bonus games that they threw in. Open the bag. So these do look like some bonus games that they threw in. I appreciate that. I told you I'd take donations. Anything you guys want to send me helps me on this crazy journey to get all 296 games. Now I got the cartridge. You can check out one of my other videos where I show you how to clean these off of cartridges, how to get your N64 cartridges super clean. So I do have the link down below to check out one of my other videos, how to clean your retro games. But Milo's Astro Lanes didn't have it. NBA Courtside, Kobe Bryant didn't have it. And again, check out the link below. I'll show you how to clean these off. They have a little note in here. I know they aren't in the greatest condition and I don't have a full case or manual, but I threw in these 2 games as a little bonus. Thank you. You know what, Alex? You're the man. If you ever stumble upon any more N64 games, let me know. I will take them. These ones have 1 or 2 games in them. Go ahead and start with this one. And I'll tell you the story of how I got these. Slide out of the way. So in here we have 2 games. You can see this person packaged these really, really safely. Really, really appreciate that. And I'll show you the condition of everything. This is really the best way to ship Nintendo 64 items, is to go ahead and put them with some sort of flat backing and flatten the boxes out as well so that they don't get any more damage than they already are. These N64 boxes are super duper fragile, so let me go ahead and open these as well. So here we have a couple games. This one is Extreme G2, Extreme G Racing. This is obviously number 2. You can see the condition of the box, very good. Got some sun fading on the front, also some creases here on the side, but that's very common. These boxes were so fragile, they were often stacked up and that would crunch the sides. So we also have the cartridge here, which you can see is in very good shape. I did acquire this for a very, very low price, and this person was willing to bundle. See, the condition of the manual is really great. They're willing to bundle both these games together for a super low price. One of the easiest ways to get games at a low price is to do a bundle deal together. We can see the cartridge for Namco Museum, really great shape. You never know what you're gonna get. Now, I haven't opened any of these yet, so you guys are kind of experiencing it at the same time that I am, so. Every day is Christmas when you're opening N64 games. We can see here we have Waverace 64. Now this is the original version. This is not the million seller reprint, and this comes with everything that it came with when it was originally released, including the controls guide here. It's not very common to get this included, but this has everything. It's got the instruction manual as well, which you can see is really in crispy mint condition. So one of my other goals is to get everything as mint condition as possible. And while there are some frays, obviously that's gonna happen with almost every single box you get just because of the age and how fragile these are, but this is an original launch game. So the fact that the box is in this good a condition is really great. And the earlier games came with these cardboard inserts, which kept the boxes square and also held the game. As the games went on and they released them later in the years, they built this piece into the cardboard box. So what are my memories of Waverace 64? Well, I can tell you this was one of the first games that we actually got, my brothers and sisters and I, and it was so fun. The wave physics in this game were crazy. They were so realistic for the time, and also it was really fun when you figured out that you could actually do tricks on the wave racers. So one of the things that I remember specifically, look, no screenshots showing the tricks. Show it off, Nintendo, let us know. One of the coolest things that I remember that you could do in this game is you could actually do a 360 and stand up on the handlebars as like the most complicated trick that you could do in the game. And I remember specifically, it was really hard to do, but one of my brothers could do it really well. So there was a part in the very first level where you could go off a jump, and if you did that trick at just the right time, as you're going under a dock, you would actually drill your head into the dock and your guy would fall off, and it was super funny. So I remember if you did that hard trick where you do the 360 and land on the handlebars and then jump back on, if you did it just right at just the right time, you could just wreck your guy by making his head go right into the dock, and it was super funny. So that's the memory I have of Waverace 64. Not to mention, it was just really fun. Sometimes it was annoying trying to get in between the left and the right bumpers as you're steering, but it was a really good game, super fun, and it's unfortunate that they never made a sequel that directly followed the way that this game worked. Regardless, this is an awesome game. I definitely recommend it. Opening some more up. In here, this looks like cartridge only. Let's take off me. Here we have cartridge only of Waverace 64. So this person actually shipped them separately. That's actually pretty cool. They shipped the Waverace 64 separately from the box and manual and inserts, just because I guess they didn't want the box and manuals to get damaged. So there you go, complete in box, original release of Waverace 64. In here, you've seen me mention before how it's a really good idea to ship these games. Important, please read. It's really good to ship these games in these priority mail boxes because they're the perfect size for N64 games. Gentle, oh gentle. Go ahead and show this off. Now, if you haven't played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, it's awesome. It's so good. And this one, I know when I bought it, it didn't have the best condition box, so I am gonna be on the lookout for a box upgrade. If you got the box of this game, let me know. Put a message down below. I'd love to get it. So here's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I actually had this game on the PlayStation 2. So it's pretty crazy that it came out for the N64. I believe this was actually the last N64 game that was ever released in the United States. What we see in here, we do have the manual and inserts in really good condition. Most people never even took these out of the box. And then the cartridge, gentle. Cartridge original bag. The cartridge is in really good condition. I'm sure they played it, but it looks like they didn't play it very much. So again, if you have the box for this, you want to donate me the box. Mine's in rough shape, so I'm going to be looking for a box upgrade for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. But this is one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2 of all time. Really happy to have it on the Nintendo 64. And as far as my memories of this game, this was actually the first Tony Hawk that used a different engine from Tony Hawk 1 and 2. And believe me, Tony Hawk was probably my favorite game series of all time. And the faster engine of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 threw me off at first, but they did introduce the revert, where when you come back down the half pipe, you can hit the shoulder button and your guy spins around, you can go back into a manual. So Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 did have that awesome revert feature in addition to the manual, but that new engine definitely threw me off at first. It almost felt like a slightly different game, but it was awesome, and I love it, and really happy to have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. All right, guys, we're going to hit one more game, and then we're going to go ahead and call that an episode because this is taking forever. I'll open the next games in the next episode, but here we have Rush, San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing. Now, this is a game we actually rented a ton from the local video store, so this is a game I have very fond memories of. The box is in awesome condition. Really, the scariest part of getting these games is how they're going to ship them, and they ship them smartly in one of these priority flat rate boxes. But the box is in awesome condition, has the original cardboard insert. Cartridge is in good condition. This is one of the first of 3 San Francisco Rush games for Nintendo 64, and it was super fun. The controls were lickety-split, piano, peanut butter, and jelly, so it was really fun to play. It does have all the inserts complete in box. Manual looking super pretty. Got the poster, never folded out. Registration card, and then the player's guide offer inside. So San Francisco Rush, really an awesome game. We used to rent it all the time. Got this for a below average price, just to get all these games for a below average retail price. And San Francisco Rush 2 is actually, I would say, a slightly better game, so I'm looking forward to getting San Francisco Rush 2. And I would say Rush 2 is better because it had the same slick gameplay, but a little bit of a further draw distance than the original. And San Francisco Rush 2 also had the stunt mode, which was kind of like a skate park for your car, and that was really fun. But regardless, this is an awesome game, and it's very cheap to get nowadays, so I'd say pick it up if you don't have it already. All right, everyone, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this latest episode of Complete in Box, where you guys can join me along for my journey to collect every North American released N64 game. There's 296 of them. I am not even close. I don't have anywhere close to even 100 of them, so I really appreciate you guys watching and following along with me. If you haven't subscribed already, then do it. What are you waiting for? We're almost out of time. But if you have any donations, please donate. I really appreciate it. I'll give you a shout out and whatever message you guys want me to deliver if you donate something, but we're getting there slowly but surely. God, this game's so good. I'm so happy to have it. But you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Really appreciate you guys following along with me, and again, feel free to donate. I'm the Gadget God. I do the research, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of your N64 day.